Good evening, folks. I'm Lester Swim Moves Woodson here with Michael Freight Train Bland. Thank you for tuning in to this presentation of Black Knight Volleyball, brought to you by BKTV. So, Michael, what do you think we're going to expect from these two teams?
Well, both pretty decent teams. Not having the greatest season so far, but both have potential. And both teams are getting better and better every game they play, so really don't know what to expect.
Absolutely. Central actually has had a fairly good season thus far. They are 23-2. Knights had a very rough start to the season.
They did.
But they've bounced back a little bit. We're now 8-12-3. If we get this dub, it'll be a big one, that's for sure.
The Knights actually had 7 losses before they even got their first win.
I mean that's not the prettiest of sights, but you take out those games, we got an 8-5 record. And I mean, we have a pretty young lineup, and we're just trying to get used to things here. But the future of Black Knight Volleyball looks very promising.
They lost their last game against St. John, which is an amazing team. Nobody's really expecting Farmington to win that game. But before that, they were on a 3-game win streak. They have the momentum coming in this game a little bit. It's their rival, Central Rebels.
Absolutely.
Looking to win this game.
We got a blackout in the student section, and Blaine Worley, also known as Dan Diggett Johnson. He'll be leading that, so watch out.
He's basically the hype man in the student section. He really gets everything going, gets the momentum going.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I'd say more of maybe the hype man for the entire high school.
Yes. The student section, this is the most the field has been all year.
Absolutely. It hasn't looked its strongest in the past for volleyball games. But this being senior night and our last home game, I believe, they should be going pretty rough.
Yes. But then you look over at the student section over at Central, it's pretty big too.
Absolutely.
Probably bigger than Farmington's.
It honestly might be. That's very impressive.
Very. They're about 15 minutes away. They're all popping up to the game.
This being senior night, we recognized our 4 seniors after the JV game, before these warm-ups you're now witnessing.
Which was Lauren Bishop, Abigail Casamatis, Jenna Gwynn, and Riley Wade. All 4 performing this year. Very amazing.
Great talent there. It's gonna be a loss coming in the next year, but you also have to imagine we have a strong JV lineup.
Very strong.
And
JV lineup.
Lot of youth in this varsity lineup. So the future does look pretty promising.
The JV team only receiving 1 loss so far this year. That's pretty impressive.
It is. It's very impressive.
Coach Baker's got to be really excited for what she has coming next year. And even on varsity this year, she has lots of young talent. 2 freshmen, a couple sophomores. Looking great. All 4 of them performing, all of them starting.
That's an impressive lineup.
Yes, it is. The future's looking bright for this Farmington club.
In the games I've seen, Jade Roth, Jelena Gray have really stepped up.
They have.
Both very tall young women, and they get the job done, that's for sure.
Jade Roth, she blocks everything.
Yes.
She's tall, she can jump, she's athletic. She's also spiking everything as well. Really scary for the other team that she's only a freshman. Cannot wait to see what she becomes as junior and senior.
Should be very, very interesting.
Have to agree. So next week we got fall break coming up.
You gonna be doing anything special, Bracy?
Maybe golf with my family a little bit. Maybe watch some volleyball. We'll see where things go.
Me, myself, I'm gonna be going to California.
Beautiful, beautiful state.
Yeah.
Going to the beach? We're out in California.
Absolutely. It's going to be just south of San Diego.
Beautiful.
In Vista, California, where most of my family lives.
So you're going to get with the family, meet up a little bit.
Absolutely.
Spend some time with them.
And hit the beach for probably 48 hours in total.
Beautiful. So, how long are you staying in California?
It's going to be flying out this Friday. We're going to be staying until next Sunday, I believe.
Wow, all fall break.
Yes. What I've heard, this will be the last fall break maybe in Farmington's history.
We better make it count.
Absolutely.
And I think you are taking it to California.
I really appreciate you saying that, Bracy. I hope you have a great time golfing with the fam.
Thank you, Ari. You know, I might make a trip to California. Golf a little bit with my family there.
You might as well.
Little surprise.
We got a pretty packed house here tonight.
We do. We do.
A lot of family coming to see their youth battle it out on the court.
The game's starting up in about 4.5 minutes. Cannot wait. This should be a great one.
Should be a thriller, that's for sure. So, Bracy, you big Cardinal fan?
I am, actually.
Because I missed last night's game because of swim practice, and it was a thriller. One for the books.
It was. Just in the first inning,
10-0.
Cardinals scored 10 runs. 7 runs on the first starting pitcher for the Braves.
That's crazy.
He had to be feeling sick to his stomach after he gave those 7 runs.
That's got to be rough.
They put in a relief pitcher, gave up 3 runs. It's pretty crazy.
I'm actually a Dodgers fan myself, and
You are.
kind of disappointed.
Nobody was expecting them to lose. Lots of people had them winning the World Series.
Yeah,
They had the best record in MLB this year.
that's a rough one.
It is. It is. But, you know, if they would have won, Cardinals would have beat them anyways. Let's be real.
You know, I might agree. I mean, I'm just saying that so I don't get beat up on my way out of here.
Some may say the Cardinals have no chance of winning the World Series this year.
Some might also say that's false.
I'm one of those people saying it's false.
I'm giving them a 36-1 chance.
Agreeable. Agreeable. So that there is a chance.
There is a chance, that's for sure.
Central, they got some big hitters. Very tall and athletic gals out there.
Man,
She gets up.
number 11, Jessica Holsey, excuse me. She's a tall one, that's for sure.
She flies. She flies. JV game not go as planned for the Central Rebels.
Not at all.
Farmington beating them in just 2 sets. And it was a blowout.
It was not pretty if you're a Central Rebels fan.
It's very true. It's very true.
But looking at this varsity, that is not what you would expect. They have a great record, and based on watching this warm-up, a lot of talent.
Yes. Farmington is looking to take it into 3 sets. Cannot expect to win this in 2. I think they can do it if they really perform.
Actually, Central, they only have 2 seniors on the team, so about 90% of their lineup will be returning next year.
Beautiful.
Should be a thriller, folks.
So what's your opinion on Coach Baker this year? First year coaching a varsity sport. How do you feel about it?
Well, the record, I'm not sure the record speaks the voices that she deserves. I think she's doing great trying to coach this team. She's dealing with a pretty young lineup. And, I mean, this is her first year as well. So it's a new environment for the entire team.
It is. It is.
And I think she's done a good job with what she has.
And if last year, Farmington volleyball team was unstoppable. They won every single game, dominating their opponents. And you can't expect it to be the same way the next year when they lost multiple seniors that were phenomenal. And getting a new coach, things are going to change, and it has. But years to come, I think they're going to be a great team. We'll be right back.
They should be pretty good in the future.
Let's see national anthem.
Well, folks, we're back after a brief intermission for the national anthem. It was a beautiful performance. It truly was. We're going through the starting lineups here. If you didn't already know, there's a bit of a bitter rivalry here between Central and Farmington. It's been going on for years.
Indeed, indeed.
Blackout night in the student section. They're getting a little rowdy, that's for sure.
Oh, they're excited. They're ready to watch this team. We got junior Bridget Bone performing amazing this year. Number 2, Riley Wade, also doing great. Freshman Jade Roth.
She's been sensational.
Sophomore Alyssa Wilson. Somebody says she's the best player on this team. Number 14, Lauren Bishop.
So we got 2 seniors in the lineup, 3 seniors in the starting lineup, and a lot of youth.
Then you got freshman Jelena Gray out there.
Bridget Bone, our libero, she plays a lot of minutes. A lot of stamina.
She does. You got all the seniors starting tonight for the Knights. They normally don't start. I think just putting in here, senior night, get them some playing time, get them out there. It's a final game, home game. You only get one senior night.
You do only get one senior night.
Yes, indeed.
And there's only one Dave Burke. And that's the Red Tornado.
He performs.
Absolutely. One of the best physical therapists in the game. I say the world, actually. He's a great one.
I Believe chant coming in.
I do believe that we will win. I honestly
going crazy. I believe that we will win this ball game.
I believe that we have a chance, and it'll be something if we do pull off this win.
I agree. First serve coming.
Gonna be
Number 10, Liberty Coleman.
It's up and over. Knights return it. Good save by the Rebels. It's up. Stuffed at the net. They're still going, though. It's up and over. Set up. Jelena Gray with the spike.
Jelena Gray.
It. There's a super spike right off the bat, folks.
We're up 1-0.
Thriller. A thriller.
Beautiful start for your Knights.
That's what we want to see.
She's a freshman chant coming from the student section.
This is the most lively, excuse me. Okay.
That's an ace.
An ace.
For the Knights.
Right off the bat. This is the most alive I've seen the student section all year at volleyball. It's very entertaining.
You don't hear much coming from the central student section right now.
Not at all. There's a lot of power underneath that thing. Rebels get it over. Set up for the Knights. Abby Cass with this. She gets it over. Good save.
Ooh.
It's not going to count for us, though.
They were close.
It was almost there.
Close, but no cigar.
It's going to be number 9, Avery Norris.
Wilson sets it up for Jade Roth.
Jade Roth. She flew for another super spike. That's 3-1 right off the bat for the Knights.
She smoked that one.
She flew. I think she got like 9 feet of air. Right into the net.
That's another ace for the Knights.
This is the start we want. This is the energy we've been expecting to see all year. We haven't seen it in all of our games, but this is what we want to see.
Look at that scoreboard. It's 4-1. Knights Nation's going crazy.
Set up for the Rebels. That was an absolute bullet, but we return it. And it's up and over. Set up for the Rebels again. Stuffed at the net.
Jade Roth.
Jade Roth. She's going absolutely bonkers here to start off the night. This is crazy, folks.
That is crazy.
I don't know if you're seeing what I'm seeing, but this is awesome. Ooh, Knights can't get to that one, though. It's going to be 5-2.
Great decision.
Smart play by the Central Rebels.
Tipping it right over. Farmington was not expecting that one. Crazy amount of momentum here tonight at the Fieldhouse.
Set up for the Knights. Abby Cass with the spike. It's dug by the Rebels. That one's stuffed at the net again.
Lauren Bishop making the block. It's 6-2. Knights are up. We're going crazy.
There's going to be a substitution for the Knights. Sophia pulling in for Lauren Bishop. That was a heck of a hit by her.
It was, indeed.
It's up and over for the Knights. It's going to be a
net violation.
Net violation for the Knights. It's going to be 6-3. Substitution for the Rebels now. It's going to be number 7, Buckley Moss with the serve. Set up for the Knights. Alyssa Wilson. That's just out.
A little too much power on that one. Central with a little comeback at the start.
Right into the nets. That's what you want to see if you're a Knight Nation.
Easy point.
It's going to be 7-4. Libero, Bridget Bones coming out. Jade Roth with the serve. It's up. And it's just over an ace for Jade Roth.
That's 3 aces. You rarely see that in volleyball.
She started incredibly strong, as the Knights have.
They were there for the block. Just fell right beneath it.
Good play by the Central Rebels. Just a mistake for the Knights. Nothing more. It's going to be 13. Addison Casey with the serve. She floated that one up there. It's set up for the Knights. Jelena Gray with the spike. And that's saved by the Rebels. Great play. Set up again for Alyssa Wilson. And a super spike.
They ain't getting that one, Lester.
Absolutely not. This is wild, folks.
Alyssa Wilson is dominant when it comes to the sport of volleyball.
It's going to be Riley Wade with the serve for the Knights, a senior, and it's up and over. Set up by the Rebels. Look out. Stuffed at the net. It's going to be set up again. Good save by the Knights, and they're just going to send it over. Here we go. Another good save by the Knights. Going to sail it over. Rebels, soft touch over the net. And it's set up. Jelena Gray with the spike. A super spike again. I don't know what I'm witnessing, folks. This is not the Farmington volleyball team that the record shows.
It's a whole different team, and I'm loving it.
In a statistical standpoint, we should not be in this game at all.
Another
at the net.
great block.
And there it is again.
Amazing play by sophomore Alyssa Wilson, reading the defense, sails it right over
It was
him
a smart
for
play.
the point.
Riley Wade again with the serve. Up and over.
Farmington student section, whole lot louder than Central's.
Absolutely. And a super spike.
Emma Gershner, sophomore, number 19. Beautiful spike.
You know, I might think that the energy in this building is definitely affecting how the Knights are playing. It's a great start for them. It's going to be 12-5. Riley Wade with the serve again. Set up for the Rebels. Stuffed at the net, but it's going to be out of bounds. Central Rebels with the point.
They're there, blocking everything. Some have not gone their way, but they still got this lead, 12-6.
It's going to be number 4, Lizzie Marler with the serve. Set up. Emma Gershner. She sailed to get to that thing, but it's just out. You know, the energy's still there. We just got to make smarter plays.
Yes, yes.
That one's out of bounds. That's a smart play right there.
Central has already lost 3 points, I believe, just on serves.
That's not good if you're a Rebels fan. It's going to be Alyssa Wilson with the serve. And it's up and over. Ooh.
Great play by the Rebels.
It's a good tip.
Farmington's got to see that coming.
It's going to be number 10 for the Rebels. Liberty Coleman with the serve. Ooh. Lauren Bishop just can't get under. It's going to be 13-9. Knights still with the lead. Set up for the Knights. Jelena Gray gets it over. Rebels with it. Good save by Bridget Bone.
She's on the floor. Great save.
Sent over again. Rebels set it up. That's over. Bridget's not going to get to it. Would have been something if she had gotten there, though.
She's almost there.
The Rebels definitely showing their talent here.
The comeback is indeed real.
Knights got to swing the momentum back their way if they want to stay in this game, though. Sent over by Riley Wade. It's going to be out. 13-11 Knights.
It's a 4-0 run for the Rebels.
Rebels are definitely cutting into this lead. Set up for the Knights. Emma Gershner gets it over.
Momentum's falling for the Knights, as the Rebels are about to tie this up.
If I was Coach Baker, I might want to take a timeout here pretty soon if we can't swing things around. Set up for the Knights. Lauren Bishop. Rebels. Good save by the Knights. Just going to get it over. Rebels again. Right through the hands.
And that's tied up. Coach Baker calls a timeout, just like you said.
It's a smart move by her. Sorry, excuse me. Smart move on her part. Rebels definitely on a bit of a run here. I'd say the Rebels definitely got the momentum swinging their way at this point.
Yeah, what do you think Coach Baker's telling her team right now?
Well, I'd say just keep their heads in the game. I mean, we've seen the talent that they have by their wins on their record. Sorry.
They got off to a quick start.
Absolutely. We got the energy, that's for sure. We got to stop making sloppy mistakes.
Mm-hmm. Central now. Right in it. Big comeback. They're playing great right now.
Tied up at 13.
Liberty Coleman to serve again.
The Rebels are looking great, not going to lie. It's up and over for the Rebels. Set up. Just tipped over by Lauren Bishop. Smart play there, just doesn't go for her. And it's going to be the Rebels with their first lead in the night. I believe that's their first lead in the night.
It is, it is.
That's a rough one if you're the Knights. Set up by the Rebels. Stuffed at the net. That's the energy and the talent we have, and that's what it's going to show.
That might change the game here.
Jade Roth back in for the Knights.
The Knights scoring here. Looking to score a couple more times. Gina Gray with the serve. She just shanks it. Knights score again.
No, I think Jade Roth might be the missing factor that is the reason why the Central Rebels went on that run.
Great serve by Gina Gray.
Set up, stuffed again.
The Knights score again.
On
3-0 run. That's exactly what they need here.
There's a lot of energy when Jade Roth is in this lane.
The Knights looking to close this thing out. This first set.
Jelena Gray with the serve. It's just out. Bridget Bone comes in for her. It's going to be 16-15 Knights. Rebels with the serve. Farmington sets it up for Jade Roth, and a super spike. She's playing incredible, folks.
She is dominant.
Absolutely.
That was
Riley
smoked.
Wade's coming out for the first time tonight, I believe. It's going to be Emma Gershner with the serve. Just into the net. It's going to be 17-16. Knights still with the lead.
You gotta hate giving up a point like that. Not making
be
Central work for it.
Libero for Central Rebels with the serve.
Mr. Campbell's walking right in front of us. Shout out to him.
Set up for the Rebels. Ooh.
Bridget Bone diving, just missed it.
I mean, that's a heck of a save if she gets to it. There's a lot of power in that serve. Or spike, excuse me. It's going to be the libero again with the serve. Ooh, right through the hands again. It's going to be 18-17. Rebels now with the lead.
This game's starting to get a little back and forth.
This is proving to be the rivalry that it really is.
That's an ace for the Rebels.
It's looking rough if you're a Knights fan.
2-point lead.
Libero again with the serve. Set up for Jade Roth. Just out.
Gosh.
Not looking good for the Knights.
It's not. It's not.
And the libero again with the serve. Set up for the Knights. Lauren Bishop with the spike. It's stuffed. Central Rebels looking very strong here. And Coach Baker takes her second and final timeout.
Well, Rebels up 21-17. How do you feel about that?
Well, as a Knights fan myself, I'm not too happy. But Central statistically is a much better team, and we've been playing great thus far. And I think we have the energy in the building to turn this thing around.
Yes, we can come back and still win this set. Only down 4.
Still a pretty narrow lead.
They should get on a run. Keep scoring.
The libero number 1, Jessica Holsey, again with the serve. Just tipped over for the Knights. They're going to call a net violation. 22-17 Rebels. Not looking promising for the Knights. Set up for Jade Roth. She tips it over. Stuffed at the net by Jade Roth. She's had a great game thus far.
The Knights scoring here.
And with the ball back in our hands, we're looking
a couple more times.
We're looking to switch this momentum. Sophia Poland comes in and she's going to get the serve. It's up and over.
Great set.
There's a lot of power underneath that thing, but it seems like there's too much.
Knights scoring again.
19-22. Sophia Poland again with the serve. And it's up and over. Set up for the Rebels. Stuffed.
Great block.
And
Knights, 3-0 run.
There we go. There we go.
Just like that, they're back in this game.
20-22. Rebels still with the lead, but the Knights are definitely cutting into it. Stuffed by Jade Roth.
Jade Roth is everywhere.
Stuffed again by Jade Roth.
That's 4-0 run.
It is 21-22 now. Sophia Poland again with the serve.
Great
Barely
serve.
over.
The Knights scoring again.
That move just came back to bite Central.
I was not expecting this.
Seemed like they stuffed that one, but it just came back on their side of the net.
Sophia Poland again to serve.
Slimly over the net. It's set up for the Rebels. That one sails out of bounds. Central's going to break the tie now, 23-22. It's going to be 7 for the Rebels. Buckley Moss, she's a senior with the serve. Set up for the Knights. Alyssa Wilson spiked right into the hands.
For Jade Roth. Great block. They touched the net.
Net violation.
Back tied up. Just
All
2
tied
more
up at
points
23.
to win this game.
This is a tight.
Set, my apologies.
Going to be Jade Roth with the serve. Look out, folks. Sails that one over. Set up for the Rebels. Good save. Little confusion on the Rebels side. Stuffed. It's going to sail out of bounds, though. 24-23 Rebels now.
That's game point for the Rebels.
Set. But you folks get the idea. There's the serve for the Rebels. Tipped over. Smart play by Poland.
We're going
Well
to set
dug
this
by
up.
Bridget Bone. Jelena Gray, a super spike. I don't know what I'm witnessing, folks. It's 24-24.
Nobody, and I mean nobody, was expecting this.
Absolutely not. Riley Wade back in for the Knights with the serve.
Knights fans going crazy right now.
Well
They're going
done.
to set this up to Jelena Gray.
And tipped over. Good save by the Rebels. Gonna be, here we go. Rebels again. Smart play. They're gonna call a lift on Alyssa Wilson. That's a rough one.
That was close. That was close.
Set point again for the Rebels. Jelena Gray with the spike.
The Knights score again. This game's going back and forth.
This is wild.
This is absolutely wild. 25-25.
Lauren Bishop back in. It's going to be Alyssa Wilson with the serve. This is a tight one for sure, folks.
Great.
Stuffed at the net. Rebels again, though. Just tipped over. The Knights are going to set it up. Jelena Gray with the spike. Good save by the Rebels. Set up for them. Net violation. It's going to be 26-25 Knights. A set point for the Knights.
They're looking to finish this set off right here, right now.
This is wild. Alyssa Wilson with the serve. It's up and over. Set up for Central. Just tipped over. Smart play on their part. Just over by Jelena Gray. A super spike.
And that set is over.
Jelena Gray has been on fire late in this one, folks.
This whole place is going wild.
This is nuts. That's the start you want if you're the Knights. Going up 1-0 with the set against a much better statistically.
That is a huge upset. Farmington winning that set.
That's what you want to see if you're a Knights fan.
Huge upset.
And it seems the student sections are going to switch sides. This is absolutely nuts, folks. I am pumped.
Student section switching sides. I've never seen this before.
Honestly, it's a pretty smart move. Good sportsmanship between these two teams. A lot of respect for these two schools, along with a lot of hate. But it's respectful hate.
They want to stay behind their team.
Absolutely. Knights are going to get that last set. A lot of energy starting off. And it slipped through our fingers a little bit in the middle of that set, but towards the end, we just pulled it back together and we pulled it out. It was a heck of a set for the Knights.
At one point, it was 17-22. Central's lead.
We won that set 27-25. It's going to be Jelena Gray with the serve starting off this second set. She went off at the end of last one, folks. This is a youth that will be returning to the lineup next year. Heck of a future for the Knights volleyball team. Just over for her, set up by the Rebels. And that one's sent. A super spike.
When she hits it hard.
Absolutely. I don't think I would have wanted to be on the receiving end of that.
Definitely not.
Sent over by the Rebels. Set up for the Knights. Jade Roth, it's stuffed. They're not going to be able to save that one, folks. Good start for the Rebels, 2-0. It's going to be number 9, Avery Norris with the serve. Set up by the Knights. That's a rough one. It's going to be 3-0 Rebels. I'm not sure what they just called.
Not sure at all.
Set up for the Knights. Emma Gershner, she flew to get that. And that one's out of bounds. Knights going to get their first point. They need to swing this momentum.
Yes. Emma Gershner with the serve.
Sent over. Jade Roth. Well dug. She's going to get the spike. A great save by the Rebels, and it's just going to sail over the net. It's going to be 5-1 Rebels. A great start for them after losing last set.
Yes, indeed.
Stuffed by the Rebels. Knight's just going to set that one over. And it's going to be a super spike for the
Central
Rebels.
Showing their dominance this set.
Knights definitely need to swing the momentum back their way. Get something rolling. And it's up and over for the Rebels. Knights just going to send that one over.
Set up for Lauren
Bishop. And a super spike for the senior. Lauren Bishop with the points. It's going to be Sophia Pullen substituting in for her. She's going to get the serve. And it's up and over. Set up. Out of bounds, too strong for the Central Rebels.
It's the second time she's done that.
It's going to be 6-3. Rebels still with the lead, but Knights cutting into it. Sent over by Sophia Poland. It's going to be a super spike for the Rebels. They've started very strong this set.
They have, off to an early lead.
It's going to be number 7, Buckley Moss with the serve. And
Buckley hitting out of bounds.
It's going to be 8-3 Rebels. She's going to get the serve again.
Buckley Moss serving again.
She's a senior. Well dug by the Knights. Set up for Alyssa Wilson, and she's stuffed by the trees. Emma Gershner just not enough height underneath.
Emma probably should have set that one up.
Absolutely. And Buckley Moss again with the serve. It's set up for Jade Roth. Set for the Rebels. Good save. Set up for Alyssa Wilson. She's just going to, I'm not sure what that was.
Couldn't really tell you, Lester.
And that one's spiked.
Double hit. Did not see that one, but
I'm not sure. I'm
we
sure
get
it was
the
the
point.
right call. I didn't see it, but I don't have 8 eyes. Jade Roth with the serve. And
Jade Roth diving on the floor, but still does not get it.
just can't get to that one. There was a lot of power underneath that thing, though.
Indeed.
I would not want to come near that ball coming down. Central with the serve. Would have been a heck of a save. Emma Gershner diving to get to that one. And Coach Baker's going to take another timeout. Her first this set. Michael Freight Train Bland, what do you think she's telling her team?
You know, just told them to keep their heads up, keep playing how they are playing. Right now, things they just aren't falling their way. Maybe told them to play like how they did the first set towards the end. They got a lot of momentum. They're making big plays. They need to keep that up.
That last timeout that Coach Baker called the last set, it's pretty early, a pretty brave move on her part, but it turned out to work in their favor.
It did. It did.
So let's hope this one has the same effect. It's going to be number 13, Addison Casey with the serve. Set up for Jelena Gray, and that's into the net. Not what you want to see after just taking a timeout. And Alyssa Wilson gets it over. Diving save for the Rebels. And she's stuffed at the net. There we go. Not looking great by the scoreboard, but we're looking to flip this thing around. Indeed. It's going to be 12-5 Rebels. Riley Wade just gets it over. Good serve. Stuffed at the net. Rebels set it up again. Great save, but they just can't get to it.
Not much you can do with a spike like that.
Not a lot, no. It's going to be 13-5 Rebels. Speeds that one over by Emma Gershner. And Alyssa Wilson gets that one over. Well dug by Riley Wade, tipped over by Sophia Poland. Good save by Riley Wade. And Jelena Gray is stuffed at the net.
Net violation on the Knights.
That's a rough one. It's going to be 14-5.
The Rebels just about tripling the Knights' score. You hate to see it, you really do.
Set up for the Rebels. And a super spike for the Rebels.
The Rebels on fire right now. From the looks of it, it's going to go to set 3.
That is how it seems, that's for sure. And a super spike by Emma Gershner.
Great play by Emma.
I've never really noticed it before, but Emma gets up there to whack that thing down.
She does. She indeed does. She gets height.
It's going to be Alyssa Wilson with the serve. Stuffed at the net. It's going to go out of bounds, though. 16-6, Rebels. You know, I think the Knights just don't have the same energy as they did the first set.
They don't. They're really feeling down right now. Being down 16-6. That's tough.
Jelena Gray gets it over. Ooh. She smacked that thing.
She smacked it.
There was a lot of power in that hand. And Coach Baker's going to take her second timeout. Another brave call. Let's hope it works out this time.
She is furious.
You know, there's not a lot to be happy for, honestly, if you're the Knights. Things have definitely looked better.
Central student section, you got Mason Williams doing a backflip.
Central's, they're packing the house, quite honestly. And another backflip by Central student section.
You love to see it, you really do.
It's going to be number 10 for the Rebels, Liberty Coleman with the serve. Baker's team really need to get rolling. Let's hope this timeout changes things. Sent over by the Rebels. Set up for Lauren Bishop and a super spike. She gets that one.
Lauren Bishop's done that multiple times now. She's playing great.
It's going to be Jelena Gray with the serve. And that one's sent over. And too strong. It's going to sail out of bounds. 18-7 Rebels. Excuse me. Folks, I can't talk tonight. And up and over for the Rebels.
Set up for Jade Roth. She spikes it, and she scores.
Super spike.
Indeed, a super spike.
It's going to be another substitution for the Knights. Emma Gershner with the serve. And it's up and over. You know, Central has really looked strong this set.
They have.
Except for that one right there.
She puts it right in the net.
It's going to be 18-9 Knights. They took their once tripled score, and now it's only doubled. Emma Gershner again with the serve. And it's up and over. Set up by the Rebels. Stuffed at the net. And they're going to call a net violation. It's going to be 18-10. Knights cutting into this lead.
Slowly but surely coming back.
The serve is up and over. Set up by the Rebels. Stuffed, but doesn't end up in their favor. Set up for Jade Roth. Sent! Super spike! Another one for Jade Roth. She has played great tonight, folks.
Jade Roth is a beast.
An absolute monster.
Some may say unstoppable. Same goes for number 11, Kaylee Kimball.
That one's not going to go our way. And it's going to be the libero, number 1, Jessica Holsey with the serve. Set up for Lauren Bishop, and it's stuffed. Central really does get up there. A lot of vertical movement on their half. Served over. And just miscommunication on the Knights' part. Things are not looking promising for them.
Indeed.
And served over by the Rebels. Set up for Lauren Bishop. She just gets it over. Set up for Jade Roth. And the Rebels are stuffed at the net. Going to be 21-12. Rebels still with a pretty big lead.
Not much hope for the Knights.
You know, there's not much hope, but there is hope.
They're just thinking about the third set right now. It's another point for the Rebels.
22-12.
Some may say the first set was just a fluke.
You know, this really is the Central Rebels team that they've been showing us all year.
Indeed, indeed, indeed.
Set up for Alyssa Wilson. She just sends it right into the net. Rebels again with the point. It's going to be number 7, Buckley Moss, again with the serve. And sent over by the Rebels. Jade Roth gets it over. Stuffed. Can't get to it again.
Another mistake by the Knights.
This is the set point for the Rebels.
Central.
24-12.
Doubling the Knights score.
And that one sails out. Central's going to get the set. Well,
in the second set, it was 12-25. Central with a huge blowout in the second set. Farmington looking to pick things back up in the third.
Definitely trying to get that energy and momentum that we had at the beginning back. So we were rolling for sure the first set.
We were.
This second one, just showing our flaws and really just showing Central's strengths. Farmington student section getting in a huddle, trying to game plan for their volleyball team.
Might have to go over and talk to Coach Baker. Tell her a little something.
Well, folks, it's going to be the third and final set. And it's looking to be very promising.
Yes. Yes.
This is
you got Dave Burke out here being a line judge. He's doing phenomenal.
The red tornado with the red flag. Nothing better. This matchup has really proved to be the rivalry that it is, folks. Both these teams
trading sets. All comes down to this one right here.
Central looked a little sloppy in the first set, but the second one, they really proved that they are the team that they've been showing us all year. And this third set is really where it all counts. Farmington's got to give it all they got. We can't have another set like we just saw.
They're probably feeling down right now.
It's going to be Jelena Gray with the serve.
Great serve.
Set up by the Rebels. She gets up there. Well saved by Sophia Poland. Alyssa Wilson sends it over. Set up by the Rebels again. Stuffed! It's going to go out of bounds, though.
The Rebels playing great volleyball right now. So much team chemistry out there.
And for the Rebels, they only have 2 seniors in their lineup, so most of this will be returning next year. Very promising for the future of their volleyball team.
Great save by the Rebels.
Set up. Good save again by the Rebels. They just send that one over. Set up for Jade Roth. She tips it over, and it's out of bounds. 2-0 Rebels.
Number 7, Grace Duncan being moved up from JV to play a little varsity. It's the first time she's got in today.
You know, the Knights showing their energy, just not playing the night volleyball that we saw in the first set. Things are looking a little sloppy out there, and they just need to flip this energy around. It's 3-0 Rebels. Set up for Jade Roth, and a super spike. That's our first point of the set, and it's gonna be a great one. Riley Wade comes out.
A little bit of a lead for the Rebels. Taylor Woods entering the game for the first time.
Central serves it right into the net. And it's going to be the Knights again with a point.
Taylor Woods serving.
And it's up and over again. Good serve. Central barely gets to it. It's going to be set up for Jade Roth. She smacks the thing, but it's saved by the Rebels. That thing had some power. You know, had the scorer's table not been there, I think she would have saved that.
Yes,
but,
for sure.
You know, sometimes you got to save the laptops. And I think that's what the game plan was. Stuffed by the Rebels. Bridget Bone can't get there again. Just some sloppy play for the Knights. Lead is only 3, though. Still a lot of volleyball to be played in this set.
Yes, Knights can easily still come back from this.
And
Jessica Holsky serving for the Rebels.
And Alyssa Wilson gets it over. Set up for the Rebels. And we still can't get to that.
Bridget Bone all over the place, diving. She's on the floor every time I glance over.
But, I mean, there's not much she can do about these. She's trying her hardest, but sometimes the hardest isn't enough and you need the impossible. Set up for Alyssa Wilson. That one sails out of bounds. 7-2 Rebels.
Rebels off to a quick lead. Not looking too hot for Knights Nation.
Good save. Jade Roth, way too much power underneath that one. It's going to be 8-2. You know, the Knights showing their power, which is everything's going out of bounds at the moment.
Yes.
We just need to start playing smart. Set up for the Rebels. And that's just through the hands again. You know, Baker's looking a little deeper into her lineup with some more youth.
Yes.
But I think we may need some veterans out there. The libero for Central with the serve. Set up for Alyssa Wilson, and she's stuffed.
No room for error. The Knights.
And Coach Baker's going to take her first time out. A smart call there. Central Rebels are really just rolling. They're proving the team that their record shows.
They're making this set go by quick.
You know, I think Baker, she's just trying to stop momentum and really just tell her girls that we're still in this game. They're only down 8. Still a lot of volleyball to be played. You know, it's a fairly large lead, but it's surmountable for sure.
You see them come back from 8 in the last set.
And it's going to be number 1, Jessica Holsey, with the serve for the Rebels.
Central student section getting loud. You're not hearing much from the Knights.
They're going to call a net violation. Jade Roth does not agree with that one, and I don't know if I do either, folks. It's going to be 11-2. Little confusion on the Knights side. Set up for Jade Roth. Set up by the Rebels.
That was going out. Bridget did not hit that.
Stuffed at the net by the Rebels. That one sails over. And the Knights with the point.
They're on the board.
You know, they are on the board. They haven't looked too incredibly strong. Jade Roth, she just hasn't been playing her best volleyball. She's just hitting stuff out of bounds. Lack of communication on the Knights side. Just looking a little sloppy.
Knights scoring again. They cut it down to 7.
It's going to be 11-4 Rebels. Rebels still with a pretty large lead. But, you know, we can still win this. I'm not sure
Number
what's going
7, Buckley Moss checking into the game.
You know, I thought we just scored, but they're going to take it away from us.
Serving.
Serve right up and over. There was a lot of power underneath.
Net violation again on the Knights, and Central is now up 14-4.
We just need to get our act together. It's going to be number 13, Addison Casey with the serve. Lauren.
And that's
Coach Baker's going to take her final timeout of the game.
what could Baker possibly be telling the squad right now?
Well, you know, I think she's telling her girls to just get their act together. Don't worry about the lead and just play the same volleyball that we saw in the first set.
Play their game. Even if they're not going to win this, which there's still a chance,
At least
very
just
unlikely, just play their game and finish this game off.
Absolutely. Make it a little tighter.
Yes.
Not so embarrassing of a loss. And maybe even flip it around. Who knows?
What has changed from that first set? Farmington played amazing going into this third set. What has changed?
You know, I think Central is actually just playing the volleyball that they're used to, and we just can't handle it. We've changed our lineup a little bit throughout the game, so maybe a little fatigue setting in. I'm not really sure. I'm not a volleyball player myself. And Central.
The 13. Beautiful serve.
Nice save by the Knights. And right through the hands again. You know, Central is looking very strong.
It's kind of sad watching this.
I mean, I honestly don't know what's going on. It's just not the same team that we saw in the first set from either of these squads. Jelena Gray with the spike set up for Central. Nice save by Bridget Bone. Jelena Gray's going to get it over. That one's going to go out of bounds. It's going to be 18-5. Knights with a score.
It's about time they scored.
You know, I was thinking the same thing.
I think everybody here was thinking that same thing.
You know, it's not impossible, but it's extremely unlikely. It's going to be 18-5. Stuffed at the net. And the Rebels mess up again. It's going to be Riley Wade with the serve. 18-6.
Lester?
Seal out.
They were starting to smell a little comeback.
You know, I think I'm smelling the same thing. Maybe a little bit of rivalry in there too. You know, let's see what happens. Riley Way with the serve again. Nice save by the Rebels. Set up for Lauren Bishop, just over. The Rebels are stuffed. We can't get to it.
All of a sudden, that smell's gone.
You know, I'm not smelling the same thing. You know, it's going to be 19-7 for the Rebels. It's not looking promising for the Knights. But as we've said before, it's not impossible.
Indeed. Buckley Moss hitting that one.
Jelena Gray with the spike.
Buckley Moss with the save.
A great save by Buckley. And it's up. Grace Duncan with the point.
Buckley Moss
Little injury
is
for
injured.
Buckley Moss. You know,
she's telling her coach she's
off.
okay. I don't know if I believe she is.
You can definitely feel the pain. It's going to be Sophia Poland with the serve when we get to it. Buckley Moss is going to tough it out. Okay, Buckley. I see you, Buckley.
Let's go, Buckley.
Let's go, Buckley. Knights can't save that one. We are really looking sloppy here.
Really?
It's going to be Liberty Coleman, number 10, with the serve. There's a point for the Knights. It's 20-9. Not impossible. Just beyond unlikely at this point. going to be Jelena Gray with the serve. And she's going to
Knights are low-key coming back.
You know, set up for Jelena Gray. She's stuffed at the net.
On jaw, number 11 is a beast.
You know, number 11, Kaylee Kimball, has had a great game for the Rebels. It's going to be set up for Jade Roth. A super spike for Jade Roth. She's going to get that one over. 21-10. Not impossible.
The Rebels looking to close this one out before it gets too late. We got school tomorrow.
We do have school tomorrow indeed.
Net violation. They give that one to the Rebels.
You know, I'm not sure about that one. But then again, I'm also not an official. Central's libero with the serve. Set up for Alyssa Wilson. Great save by Central, but it's just not going to go their way. 22-11.
Rebels scoring again. 2 more points, and this game's over.
You know, it's not impossible, as I've said before, but I'm starting to not believe myself. It's going to be Buckley Moss with the serve. She's toughing out that injury we saw earlier.
Buckley with a beautiful serve.
A bullet.
Buckley
With
hitting it in the air.
dig.
Buckley again.
Buckley again. Set up. And a super spike for the Rebels.
As you've been saying, it isn't impossible for this to come back.
It is not impossible. But I'd say we're pretty much as close to it as it possibly can come. Going to be Buckley Moss with the set point, match point, and that one sails out of bounds. I smell a comeback. It is 24-12, not impossible, and we have the ball.
This score, you know, it's kind of like when you ask your parents to go to a friend's house and they say maybe. It means no.
A great save by the Rebels. Wow. Set up for Lauren Bishop. She gets it over. And another score for the Knights. It is 24-13. This could get interesting. Excuse me, folks. Interesting.
They're going to try to make you eat your words. Might as well.
Jade Roth with the serve. And it's going to be a super spike.
That's game over. Thank you guys for tuning in. This has been BKTV Studios covering Farmington Knights versus Central Rebels volleyball. I'm Michael Freight Train Blanton.
And I'm Lester Swim Moves Woodson. Thank you guys for tuning in. It has been a heck of a night commentating and a heck of a volleyball game to commentate. You know, Farmington started strong, but then Central, they just really got to us. Thank you guys for tuning in, and good night, folks.
Good night, everybody.